Hi YouTubers, it's Smokesy, Cecily on here today, from the Garage Gun, and I'm going to be doing a video right now. This is going to be another cigar review I'll be doing right now, so let's get into it right now, the cigar review. This is going to be a premium cigar review, not a gas station cigar review, but I want to do it right now. Anyway, this is going to be the Padron 1926 Series Number 9 Natural Robusto 5.2 by 56. So it's about this long right here, pretty nice gas cigar. Anyway, this is a natural version. Now, if you remember, a while back I reviewed the Maduro version, which is one of my favorite cigars, one of my all-time favorite cigars. Now I'm reviewing the natural. I don't think I've ever had the natural version of this cigar, but I want to review it right now. I just finished smoking it, so the first third is heavy, thick coffee, espresso, pepper, tobacco, cream. So you first light up, you get a big blast of heavy, thick coffee, espresso, pepper, tobacco, and cream. Very strong. Now, obviously, when I say strong, I mean strong in terms of flavor and taste and body, not strength. The strength comes in the, going through the cigar, but initially the flavor, the taste in the body is very strong. Very heavy, very thick, very musty, very well aged. Now, I believe the 1926 Padrones are aged for 5 years, according to Padron's official website. So, you get some cream, some coffee, some espresso when you retrohale through your nose. I do retrohale on all my Padrones. I know some people can't do it because it makes them kind of gag and makes them get a stuffy nose. But I retrohale all my Padrones, especially the higher quality ones, because if you don't know, you get more flavor when you retrohale through your nose. So you get that very strong, typical what I call alcohol espresso taste through your nose. Now the second third is smooth, musty tobacco and coffee. So it doesn't transition a whole lot in terms of flavor in the second third, but you do get that very nice smooth, musty tobacco, creamy coffee. The only transition I can note is a very nice creamy coffee. The coffee becomes more prominent or dominant, and it does add that creaminess. And when I say creaminess, I mean creamy. So instead of like a dry roasted coffee is more towards like drier coffee beans, and this is more towards a creamier coffee, like actually drinking coffee. So the last third is smooth coffee, pepper, and espresso. The last third is transitions to more of just a plainer, smooth, dry coffee and pepper and espresso taste. So yeah, the overall strength was medium, so not a whole lot of really strong strength. I know some people, Cigar Obsession Brian Glenn, he gets a lot of strength out of these. Personally, I don't get a lot of strength. I do get a lot of flavor, a lot of, oomph and flavor. Strength, not as much. I got probably a medium strength buzz from this, so it's probably not a good early morning smoke. I wouldn't smoke this early in the morning. It could make you feel a little nauseous, a little dizzy, a little woozy, but definitely not a lot in terms of strength. The retrohaling notes were pepper, espresso, coffee, and mustiness. So when you exhale through your nose, which I highly suggest you do on these higher quality Padrones, I mean, this is Padron 1926 series are the highest quality Padrones. The only higher quality is the Family Reserves, because those are aged 10 years. This is Padron's top of the line, so definitely the highest quality you can get. So pepper, espresso, coffee, mustiness, a very smooth, musty, aged tobacco, a lot of that espresso alcohol-like flavor. So yeah, the aroma was a nice smell, typical cigar smell. The burn was okay. I did have to give it 3 touch-ups. Now, I didn't have to give it a lot of major touch-ups. When I say major, I mean like the entire thing wasn't burning right. But it did require a little bit of babying. So when I say babying, I don't mean baby. I mean babying is in terms of like, it required me to, with my lighter, kind of touch it up a little bit and give it a little bit more of a head start. So that can happen. I attribute it more to the storage in my wine door, which is at 65 degrees right now, and going outside, I had the garage door open, obviously because I don't want to get smoky in here, and kind of the swish and humidity makes it kind of burn not great, but that's to be expected. I mean, when you take a cigar that's been sitting at 65 degrees and 68% humidity, and you go to outside where it's 40% humidity up north where I live, Massachusetts, you kind of do take that risk of it burning not great and kind of cracking the wrapper and splitting. It lasted for 1 hour, so not a super long burn time. Surprisingly, a pretty average cigar burn time. I mean, an hour is average for most cigars. And for a Robusto size, that is fantastic. A Robusto size cigar nowadays, especially a natural wrapper, non-Maduro, is meant to last probably between 45 minutes to an hour. But with Padrones, that's a little fast. Padrones, especially the higher quality ones, the 1926 series, is in general, excuse me, meant to last for an hour, hour and a half. This did have a very loose draw, so it did burn quicker than expected. In general, you expect Padrones to last for an hour and a half, 2 hours, which is not a bad thing necessarily, because not everyone has time for a 2-hour cigar. But with Padrones, especially the premium ones, with how much this costs, it's a little bit of a letdown because you expect them to burn slower. Okay, I'll stop talking about the burn. So, overall, great cigar. Great, fantastic cigar. Musty, aged tobacco, thick, chewy, coffee, espresso, pepper, tobacco, cream, smoothness. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic cigar. Nothing wrong with it. Definitely burns on the quicker side, so if you're looking for a long burn time, if you're looking for an hour and a half cigar, definitely not your pick. 9/10 for rating, very good. Definitely what I would call more in the lines of a Cuban blend. If you don't know, Cuban blend cigars, this is not a Cuban cigar, but if you're looking for a cigar that has a lot of transitions, a lot of complexity, a lot of different flavors, not your pick. Not saying it's bad, but definitely for a cigar that is, $20 a piece, which these sell for about $20 a piece. Definitely different, because if you're looking for cigars that burn really, really long and have a lot of transitions, like the 1964 Padrones, you're going to be disappointed, because this is not going to provide you with that kind of long burn time and that really complex, every different draw you're taking, you're getting a different flavor. Not to say this is not complex, but it definitely doesn't have the in-depth complexity as the 1964 Padrones or even the Family Reserves. So, yeah. But it's not a bad cigar. Definitely a good #BGAS cigar. But it's more what I would call, in a lot of cigar blenders and cigar reviewers and a lot of cigar connoisseurs and aficionados would call more towards the Cuban style blending of cigars, as opposed to the traditional blending of cigars, which Cuban blending is more towards one plain, very strong, bold flavor, as opposed to that very complex, lot of transitions. So it's really up to you. I mean, it's not cheap. So before you spend the money, and the reason I'm rambling so much is because this is not a cheap cigar. Not cheap by any means. This will run you, depending where you buy it. I'd be very surprised you can get these for under $15. You can get these, or these can cost you $20, $25, $30. So you really want to take time and think if you're really willing to spend $20, $25, $30 on a cigar. And I personally like it. It's my personal taste. I like this style of cigar. But for a lot of people, especially people who are more into the complex blends, the ones that have a lot of flavor, transitions, this and that, and a very long burn time, it's not something I would recommend. I would not recommend wasting the money. If you're not into the flavors I described, which are the very straightforward Cuban style blending, definitely don't pick this up because you're going to waste a lot of money. But anyway, great cigar. 9/10 for rating. This has been the Padron 1926 Series Number 9 Natural Robusto 5.2 by 56. Price point on these are expensive. You're going to pay $20, $25, $30 for these. But anyway, comment, like the video, share the video, rate, subscribe, and bye.